Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing one intense Omega Seamaster, the Aqua Terra GMT Chronograph, a handsome 43mm stainless steel compound complication that fits easily despite its size on my 16cm circumference wrist. The key is a short span lug-to-lug. Even with the solid end links of the bracelet, the watch is only 51.7mm across the wrist, so I can recommend it for wrists as small as 15, maybe even 14.5cm circumference. It's a thick timepiece. A tri-level coaxial with a modular GMT chronograph, well, that's going to add up, and it does, to 17.2mm, but you can see that the cupped case back leads the watch to nestle down on the wrist and sit somewhat lower than its nominal thickness. 43mm in diameter, 21mm spacing between the lugs. If you were to throw this one on a strap, let's get a little bit closer and take a look at the bracelet, which I believe you would choose over any potential strap. The strap, of course, can't match the substance of this three-link design, although Omega does have accessory straps stick with steel. Alternating polished and brushed finish, you can see staggered link alignment, staggered link size, all of the removable links fixed by screws, plenty of gaps on the underside to vent the wrist as well as avoid pinching skin or pulling hair. A twin trigger deploying clasp, you can see trigger actuated, closes sequentially. Omega logo engraved on the outside, very secure and comfortable. Jump into the case, you can see satin finished, longitudinally satin finished flanks, and polished lyre style lugs that flare at the edge of the bevel. The case band, elegant, handsome, and nicely drawn. As you can see, the satin and polished chronograph pushers are elongated and somewhat tapered. They blend into the case lines, and that's a handsome, visually consonant effect. You can see that the crown is a nice piece, well chosen, as there's a combination of polished knurling with blasted centers. Look at those revetments. They're actually blasted in between the polished knurling. There's a polished Omega logo and then a blasted base. Impressive detailing of such a small part. Conical polished bezel. You can see the dial is a lightly metallic anthracite with a black minutes and seconds track outboard, so anthracite is sort of metallic gray. All applique indices with Luminova. Note that there are two mono counters. At 9 o'clock you have your constant seconds, and you have your 24-hour register for the GMT function, and then you have chronograph hours and minutes at 3 o'clock, so you get the symmetry of a twin register chronograph as well as the less crowded dial, but you still get all of the functions of a tri-register and a dual time. There's a date in a handsomely faceted and stepped aperture down at 6 o'clock. You can actually split this dial bilaterally or even in cruciform format, and it's perfectly balanced top to bottom and side to side. Of course, there's a stop seconds function, so you can set the COSC certified Swiss chronometer precisely, and then there is an intermediate setting position that I will demonstrate, which you can use to adjust your local time. And you can see how even if you're crossing the international date line one way or the other, you can drive the date forward or backwards. Of course, you pull the crown out, activate the hacking seconds, and now you can move everything, including that second time zone represented by the 24-hour red hand. You move everything in sync just like that. Now, it is a column wheel system, so the column wheel visible underneath a skeletonized portion of the bridge, and you can see and you can enjoy its crisp actuation as well as the sight as it pivots about its center. A crisp column wheel actuation, the traditional way to make a chronograph, and the more expensive and challenging, but Omega cutting no costs here. It also features a vertical clutch, so if you prefer center seconds, you can just leave the chronograph running and simply read hours, minutes, and seconds. Plus, with the vertical clutch, there's no jump or stagger when you start the chronograph. It's very smooth, it's slick. It beats away at 25,200 vibrations per hour. Let's see, can we get a little bit closer? We can. It features twin mainspring barrels for even torque release from max wind to minimum wind, so amplitude remains more constant after 24 hours, when most conventional watches, including Rolex, typically fall off and lose considerable amplitude. The twin mainspring barrels, as you can see, also endowing the watch with a 60-hour power reserve, a COSC chronometer adjusted in 5 positions. It also includes the George Daniels tri-level coaxial system. So Daniels of England conceived of the coaxial. Omega created this latest variant, which is the tri-level, the late George Daniels envisioning a tangential contact escapement that improved power reserve, reduced maintenance requirements, and improved timing stability and precision. All of those goals achieved with this caliber 9605. 54 joules, and you can see a full balance bridge with a free-sprung index for shock resistance and an SI14 silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism. Blackened screws, Côte de Genève in spiral arabesque across bridges and rotor, ceramic rotor bearings, and the timepiece water resistant via screw down crown down to 150 meters. This is a watch that truly does it all. The king of complications, a handy date, and a dual time. Ready to swim or dress up as you please. See it and make it yours on the watch box. And we're back with the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Chronograph GMT. Note the fully loomed chrono seconds as well as the GMT 24-hour hand. Big and blue.